Right now at noon, Vice President Harris and former President Trump shifting their focus to the top issue for voters, what Republicans are saying about Trump's proposals. Plus, how a local nonprofit is giving community members the chance to help solve an ongoing literacy crisis. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Breiter. Right now, a woman is in custody after breaking into a home in Madison. This happened on South Livingston Street near Willie Street. Police say the suspect got into the home and cooked dinner for herself. The person who lives there arrived, found the suspect, and called police. Police say the suspect claimed to have known the other person and had permission to be inside the home. The person living there denied this. Police took the suspect to the Dane County Jail. Happening tonight, voters in Monona have the opportunity to learn more about a referendum on their ballot. The city will hold a public information session tonight at 6:30. This is at the Monona Public Library. There will also be one on October 23rd at the same time and location. The city of Monona is asking for $3 million to maintain its existing services. Voters will decide this November whether to approve the funding. Well, with 41 days to go until Election Day, both former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are focusing on the economy, which is the top issue for voters. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump campaigns in the battleground state of North Carolina today, a day after he promised supporters in Georgia his policies will lead to a U.S. manufacturing boom.
We're cutting the business tax from 21% to 15%, which makes us the most competitive tax anywhere on the planet, but only for those who make their product in the USA.
Trump warned companies making products abroad will have to pay a substantial tariff, sparking criticism within his own party.
I'm not a fan of tariffs. They raise the prices for American consumers.
Vice President Kamala Harris is set to talk to a business group in Pittsburgh today. Tuesday, she looked to highlight differences on another key issue, abortion rights, calling for a change to Senate rules to secure federal protections.
I think we should eliminate the filibuster for Roe. 51 votes would be what we need to actually put back in law the protections for reproductive freedom.
That proposal was slammed as short-sighted by West Virginia's retiring Democrat-turned-independent Senator Joe Manchin.
Once you start down that in policy and on policies, you'll have everything under the sun thrown at and it'll dissipate. And then you flip-flop back and forth. You have no continuity whatsoever.
Manchin also said that he is not endorsing Harris. Earlier this year, he told Face the Nation he wouldn't vote for Trump. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Right now, the vice presidential candidates are preparing for the first and only vice presidential debate of this election season. It is set for next Tuesday, October 1st, right here on CBS. Well, a bipartisan Senate committee is revealing its report on the first Trump assassination attempt. It details lapses in preparation and communication the day former President Trump was shot at during that July rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. According to the report, Secret Service agents could not agree who was ultimately responsible for decision-making leading up to that day. Secret Service agents and local law enforcement also failed to set up visual barriers that may have blocked the shooter's view of Trump. They also lacked a plan on how to secure the building the shooter took aim from. Well, sunshine and warmer temperatures return. First Warn meteorologist Kelly Slifka has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. He's on the weather patio. Beautiful day, Kelly.
Absolutely picture perfect today, and it looks like this weather is going to continue for the next few days. A little bit of a change for the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up, but look at that, clear blue skies across the capital city. We're looking at a lot of sunshine and mild temperatures. We're up to 71. The winds are very light as well, so just a picture perfect middle part of this week. And we're going to continue with some mild temperatures. We're in the mid-70s today, likely upper 70s tomorrow, and also Friday, even into the weekend. And we will be dry through Friday. And I think really, in general, this weekend now, this is a change. We thought we'd maybe see a little bit more effects from Helene, but it looks like most of that is going to stay to our south. We will have some cooler weather arrive, it looks like, at least for a couple days next week, with a cold front that will be arriving Monday night, so that'll be Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, it's 71 in Middleton. We've got 72 up to the north in Wanakee, so a very mild Wednesday afternoon. We'll look at temperatures to climb into the mid-70s today, so a really nice afternoon with fairly light winds out of the north and west. We've got some changes coming our way next week with a cold front. We'll talk more about that. and also another warm-up after that going into the following weekend. So looks like mild weather will continue. We'll have more coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, thank you. In more local news this afternoon, a local nonprofit is giving community members the chance to help solve an ongoing literacy crisis. The Goodman Community Center's Start Literacy Initiative is hosting a community film screening and symposium. The event will run from 5 to 8 next Thursday. It's at the Ironworks building at the Goodman Community Center on Wabeesa Street. People have the chance to watch the literacy documentary, Hopeville. They can ask literacy professionals questions and peruse local resources. Organizers say the best thing a parent can do is sit side by side with their child and give feedback as they read.
So parents sitting next to their kid, having them sound out each sound as they go through a word and blend those sounds together and correct them as they're reading is really the best thing that can be done, and an easy way for parents to get involved and help their kid accelerate their reading.
The event will include free pizza and ice cream for visitors. If you are unable to attend on the 3rd, another public literacy event will be held in February. Well, in the 608, dozens of people in Lodi are rolling up their sleeves to give blood at the annual Brad Mortar Memorial Blood Drive. Mortar was known for helping others in the community. It is happening at Lodi area EMS until 6 o'clock tonight, where there's also a brat stand with proceeds going back into the community. Before suddenly passing in May of 2021, Brad Mortar spent 42 years of his life single-handedly donating 108 gallons of blood. His widow Patty says he would be proud to know his mission is living on, with so many others now stepping up to give in his honor.
When my husband passed, I was very grateful to receive a lot. I said I had a full fridge for weeks. We had a lot of support from the community, and so we had to give back. And we thought, what a better way? You know, he donated over 108 gallons. Let's just do a drive every year and try to get 108 units of blood.
There are still some appointments available to give blood this afternoon. You can learn more about how to help the cause by going to the story at channel3000.com. 988 suicide and crisis hotline callers will soon be getting more localized help. The Department of Health and Human Services says callers will be directed to help centers based on their physical location rather than the phone number's area code. Verizon and T-Mobile started rolling out geo-routing technology last week. AT&T is planning to begin the process in the coming months. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides free emotional support to people in mental health crisis. It operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, still ahead for us on a Wednesday afternoon, what a new survey is revealing about Americans' retirement savings and why the Justice Department is filing an antitrust lawsuit against Visa.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Moving forward.
They produced yacht rock hits that defined an era. It's Ambrosia. Performing live October 12th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. With special guest John Ford Coley. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. Soft rock that rocked the yacht. Ambrosia, John Ford Coley, October 12th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
At Rank Seed, we expect excellence in every seed, superior genetics, state-of-the-art processing facilities, and extensive testing for proper placement. Let us help you find the right seed for your growing conditions. Rank Seed, results since 1846.
I'm a two-time Trump voter.
In 2024, I cannot support Donald Trump.
Trump is 100%
responsible for January 6th.
His treatment of women, it's just disgusting.
Trump called servicemen suckers and losers.
If Trump has a second term,
it will be much worse than the first.
Kamala Harris is a prosecutor.
He's a convicted felon.
In 2024,
I will be
proudly voting for Kamala Harris.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This election is about two very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, and the other focused on the past. When the middle class is strong, America is strong. Lowering the cost of living will be a defining goal of my presidency. I'll lower the cost of insulin and prescription drugs for everyone, and I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food. More than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. We will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. Together, we will build an economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed. Now is the time to chart a new way forward.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
3 years ago, I had an abortion of a desperately wanted and loved baby. Joan Ballwig wants to ban all abortion, with no exceptions. Not for rape or incest, not to save the mother's life. I know what it's like when women have to make these heartbreaking decisions. The very last person who should have anything to do with it is a politician like Joan Ballwig.
The Justice Department has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Visa. It's alleging that the credit giant is monopolizing the debit market by pressuring banks and merchants into agreements that penalize companies for using competitors' debit products. According to the complaint, more than 60% of debit transactions in the U.S. are conducted using Visa's network, with the company earning roughly $7 billion a year in processing fees. Visa slammed the government suit as meritless. Soon, Americans will be able to get free at-home COVID test kits again. The federal government will restart the program this fall. People can order up to 4 free tests at the covidtest.gov website, and the U.S. Postal Service will deliver them. The website says orders can be placed at the end of September. And more than half of all working Americans say they're behind where they should be in retirement savings. This according to a new Bankrate survey. Around 35% of respondents said they are significantly behind where they should be. Many workers said they would need at least $1 million in their savings to retire comfortably. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
At the noon hour, here's your stock report. Not a great day on Wall Street. The Dow down 258 points, NASDAQ down 8, and the S&P 500 down 9. For our call for action, volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Pam is watching today's egg prices straight ahead, and Kelly is tracking the first warn forecast. Then later on our news at 4, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be taking your plant and garden questions. You can email them to tips@channel3000.com for a chance to get them answered live at 4.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
When it comes to winning internet, TDS is in a league of our own. Just like the Green Bay Packers, Wisconsin born and bred, we live, work, play, hire, and get involved in the communities we serve. Like delivering the green and gold standard of internet. 100% fiber internet that's as fast, powerful, and reliable as your other hometown favorite, the Packers. TDS, internet that's built Wisconsin strong.
Brian Stiles said he's proud of his extreme record. So why is he lying about it? Stiles said he was proud to be part of a group pushing to gut Social Security and Medicare, that he proudly supports abortion bans. And Brian Stiles said he's proud to be backed by extremists pushing a total ban nationwide. Peter Barca's backed by police, firefighters, and unions because Peter puts Wisconsin first, no matter the party, and that's something to be proud of.
I'm Peter Barca, and I approve this message.
I'm Joan Ballwig, and these days the cost to make Great-Grandma Ballwig's Blue Ribbon banana bread is, well, just nuts. Wisconsin families are feeling the pinch of inflation, even on the basics. That's why I work to put dough back in your pockets. Led the effort to defend our family farms and pass the biggest tax cut in state history, because the only way to make life affordable again is to do what banana bread does and bring everyone to the table.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
Are undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit a crime.
Meet Edwin Ramos. This illegal immigrant murdered 3 Americans. An MS-13 gang member, Ramos was arrested for a gun crime. But as DA, Kamala didn't prosecute him. Months later, Ramos murdered a man and his 2 sons in cold blood.
Are undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit a crime.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Welcome back at noon. Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. Hi, Pam. I missed you.
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome back, Joshy. Good to see you, too. Yeah, I'm home for a little bit. Next week, you'll be nothing but vapor because World Dairy Expo is on the horizon. The cattle should start arriving on grounds probably by tomorrow so they can get acclimated to Wisconsin's wonderful weather and get ready for the show ring. And I'll be out there all of next week. Right now, a lot of Wisconsin farmers capitalizing on this comfortable weather and trying to get the harvest going. According to the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service, as of Sunday, we had about 49% of our corn silage that was already harvested. I'm guessing that number is up quite a little bit since then. As far as soybeans, we only have about 9% of that crop that has been harvested, with more on the way. A lot of it's going to be dependent on the weather. Now, some of our farm fields still are open because of the wet spring that we had. Jessica Sarbacher is the Vice President and Crop Insurance Manager at Lake Ridge Bank, and she says they have been busy since this spring. She said she had a lot of farms that ended up pulling a claim on prevent plant acres, as many acres as she's seen in quite a little while. She also said they had about 30% of their clients file a claim because of the commodity price drops that we've witnessed this year, and she expects more of that to keep coming into the harvest. So a lot of really the surprise in the harvest is what did we get after all the wet spring that we had and how late we got some of those fields planted. Still trying to wait and see what kind of results we're ending up with. But like I said, so far 9% of the soybeans done, about 43% of our corn silage has been completed. I'm also hearing because of that wet spring, farmers probably should prioritize which corn fields you're going to be going to first when it comes to harvesting for corn. The stalks just may not stand up very long, dependent on your situation when they got planted, because those roots didn't have to go very far this year to find water. Dairy markets, not a good day, Josh. I'm going to have to find out what's going on here. Barrel cheese dropped 11 3/4 cents today to 2.42 3/4. 40-pound block cheese down 1.5 pennies. 2.17 and double A butter today down another 4 cents. We're back in that comfort zone. $2.86 a pound on that butter. So I'll have to report back tomorrow and tell you why such a big sell-off on our barrel cheese. I'm sure there's an explanation somewhere. I just got to find it.
And we know you will. You'll do your investigating, Pam. That's what we have you for, right?
That's right. I like it. I like it.
Misty, good to see you again. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. See you later. Thanks.
Well, also happening, egg prices are spiking again. The main reason for this is the bird flu. Birds are getting sick, meaning fewer eggs, so less supply, and thus higher prices at the grocery store. The CDC says bird flu has impacted nearly 101 million birds across 48 states since January 2022. Even with the recent spike in prices, eggs aren't nearly as expensive as they were in late 2022 and early 2023. That bird flu sparked price spike sent the average price of a dozen eggs to a record of $4.82. Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. First warm meteorologist Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, good afternoon, Josh. Just a picture-perfect day. Just absolutely gorgeous to be outside this afternoon. It looks like it's going to continue for the next couple of days as we've got a lot of sunshine. Really look across the upper Mississippi Valley, most of the Great Lakes states. See nothing but sunshine, and that includes us here in the Badger State. So enjoy the sunshine today. We are expecting that to continue for the next couple of days, and we've got some really nice weather. Should be peaking out in the mid-70s today. We're already almost there. A lot of sunshine expected. You got to remember the sun, though, does set about 10 minutes before 7 o'clock now. So as we get toward sunset and thereafter, you probably need a light jacket or sweatshirt as temperatures fall quickly through the 60s. We'll really have dry air in place, and that's what's allowing these temperatures to really fluctuate. Upper 40s to low 50s in the mornings. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s in the afternoons. That will continue for the rest of the week. And generally dry weather through the weekend. but we can't rule out an isolated shower Saturday and Sunday. But by no means we continue to lessen these chances of rain going into the weekend, because it looks like Helene, the effects of Helene, are going to be minimal and mainly staying well down to our south. All right, we are talking about some cooler weather with a stronger cold front that will be arriving Monday night into Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures in the 60s. But it looks like that cool air is only going to be brief, lasting a couple of days. So here's Helene just entering the Gulf. You can just see it northeast of Cancun, a Category 1 hurricane with winds right now of 80 miles per hour. That's going to continue to barrel northward and then eventually curve toward the northeast, probably make landfall later Thursday night or early Friday morning as a Category 3 hurricane. Then as it gets into the mid-Mississippi Valley, it kind of stalls. You see that big H, that's high pressure up to the north. That's acting like a roadblock and really keeping that system down to our south. So it's just going to sit and spin right over the Tennessee and Kentucky line there, and that's where they're going to see most of the effects. Can't rule out an isolated shower mainly near the Illinois border, but I think for us, the effects are going to be minimal. You can see with the heaviest rain staying well down to our south. That will continue right through the weekend, so we're really going to see minimal effects, maybe a bit of an east to northeast wind as that system spins just down to our south. So the chances of rain over the next several days through the weekend look to be slim. We have it at 30% on Monday, and that's actually out ahead of a cold front that will bring us some cooler weather by Tuesday and Wednesday. In fact, we'll be in the 70s through the weekend into Monday, but then you do see our temperatures drop, and that's behind a cold front, but it looks like it's going to be very temporary, only lasting a couple of days. We zoom right through the 70s going into the later part of the week and then the following weekend. So if everything goes as planned, it looks like we've got a couple of nice weekends on the way. All right, future track, we are looking at mostly sunny skies today. Temperatures in the mid-70s for most areas, so a really nice day with light winds. With the dry conditions in place, low humidity will drop quickly through the 60s into the lower 50s by tomorrow morning. Sunshine again tomorrow. It should be boosting our temperatures well into the 70s. Right now we're at 71, 73 in Janesville and also the Dells, 74 currently in Boscobel and across Dane County. We're all sitting in the lower 70s right now, 70 in Sun Prairie, currently 72 in Middleton. So a beautiful afternoon. Get out and enjoy it. We've got another nice day tomorrow, 78, 77 on Friday. And there's the chance of rain, only 20% for both Saturday and Sunday. I think most of us will be dry. We'll call for partly sunny skies, upper 70s. That'll continue into Monday. Do have that chance of some showers with a cold front. Drops us into the 60s, but we quickly rebound by Thursday and Friday of next week back in the 70s.
These are the days I wish we could bottle up and bring in January, February.
Yeah, well, we know that's not going to happen.
I know.
But we can hope for it.
We can dream. Yeah. All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, up next, Howard continues this Oktoberfest celebration with a German favorite in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Need something to serve with your schnitzel or brats? We've got just the thing, and is it ever tasty?
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
They've been rocking audiences for decades. It's Foghat. Performing live November 30th. At Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells.
I just want to make
with special guest, The Empty Pockets. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. Legendary rock band Foghat. Live in concert November 30th at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Follow the fall colors to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of Richland Center. Over 20 varieties of your favorite apples to choose from. We grow and handpick the very best for you. A tradition we've kept in our family farm since 1904. Your family will love our delicious treats. Fresh apple cider, caramel apples, homemade pastries, including our legendary apple cider donuts. You'll want to make Oakwood Fruit Farm part of your fall traditions. Come to the Oakwood Fruit Farm. Visit oakwoodfruitfarm.com.
Leave the gate open, and it's chaos. Biden and Kamala opened America's gate, abandoned the Border Patrol. In came over 8 million unvetted illegals, and a fentanyl crisis endangering families.
Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after spending 26 years as a Navy SEAL, I'll do anything to protect your grandchildren and mine. I know how to defend this country. So let's secure the border and save America. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
As a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on investing right now in you, the American people. And we can chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
You know, when the cooler weather comes, our meals tend to go from light and bright to warm and comforting. And although there's no shortage of dishes to serve as main courses, it's often a challenge to come up with tasty go-alongs to pair with them. So to help you out, and as part of our Oktoberfest festivities, we've created an old world stuffing that's always a hit. We start by sauteing some celery, onions, and carrots in a bit of butter. After they cook for a bit, we add in an apple that we've peeled, cored, and chopped, along with a bit of salt and pepper. Once everything's tender, we pour this over a loaf of rye bread that we've cut into cubes, along with a good amount of warm chicken broth, a pound or so of fresh sauerkraut that we've drained, and some crumbled bacon. After everything is mixed, we'll put it in a baking dish before popping it in the oven. What you end up with is a hot and hearty stuffing that's just as at home with a few German sausages as it is with your favorite pot roast. To get the recipe for what we call old-fashioned German stuffing, all you have to do is go online so you can add it to your Oktoberfest feast. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an old world way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Kelly with the final check of the forecast.
Yeah, beautiful afternoon. It looks like the nice weather is going to continue throughout the week, even into most of the weekend as well. So enjoy it. And as we can look ahead, now we will see some cooler weather, it looks like for a brief time next week. But then as we go in the first week plus of October, we're expecting above average temperatures, and really much of the country expecting that. And really much of the country, excluding Florida, expecting drier than average conditions as well. So good thing we got the rain last week, this weekend, because we are calling for generally dry weather most of the week into the weekend. Isolated shower possibility Saturday and Sunday. A little better chance on Monday, and that's with a cold front. Right now, it looks like it won't have a whole lot of moisture to work with. We briefly cool down into the 60s Wednesday and Thursday, but we pop right back into the 70s, it looks like, by next Thursday and Friday. So some picture-perfect weather the next several days, and even the weekend looks pretty nice. Upper 70s expected Saturday and Sunday.
All right, Kelly, we'll enjoy it. Thank you. Have a great afternoon. We're back with more news live at 4.